Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Lexington, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Don't go anywhere else. New, Hillary Clinton urges the need to moderate social media platforms online. Otherwise, they will, quote, lose total control. We should repeal Section 230 if they don't moderate content. We lose total control. Why would the single least popular political figure in the last half century want to take control of any social media? Why would that be?
Why is she saying we? She's not in any office. What control of what? What the hell does she control?
I had no idea things had gotten so out of hand that they might lose total control.
They only have partial?
Or you want to hear her say it? Here, she's going to say it.
There should be a lot of things done. We should be, in my view, repealing something called Section 230, which gave...
If this were an hour crime drama, this is where the defendant slips and says that they would... This is where that music would come on. Dun, dun. Right after she says this. Here we go.
There should be a lot of things done. We should be, in my view, repealing something called Section 230, which gave... platforms on the internet immunity because they were thought to be just pass-throughs, that they shouldn't be judged for the content that is posted. But we now know that that was an overly simple view, that if the platforms, whether it's fake...
Hey, is this an overly simple view? Hillary is a lizard from outer space. I don't know.
Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control.
So that's where if this was an hour crime drama, that's where the music would come up and the actor would realize, oh, I just accidentally confessed. Because that's what she just did there.
I don't buy it. Michael Smerconish getting that confession? I don't believe he would be clever enough.
Couldn't you guys find someone even more repulsive and unpopular than Hillary Clinton to sell full-on fascism?
Hey, Hillary, put on your ugliest pantsuit. We need you to say that you should control everything.
Come on, repealing the Constitution is necessary, guys. We need to do this. How else are we going to destroy the country from the inside out? Look, without getting rid of this annoying roadblock of free speech?
Yeah. No,
come on, come on with me and destroy the Constitution.
We should have less free. They're going to repeal free speech, but not guns. So imagine how great that's going to work out. You can still have guns, but you can't talk. Say it with a gun.
You know, here's a funny story about Section 230. Do you know what Section 230 is? So Section 230 is... If you're a bookstore and someone writes a book that has something that's criminally slanderous or defamatory in a book that you sell, you don't sue the bookstore. The bookstore has immunity from that. You sue the publisher and you sue the writer because the bookstore is not the publisher. But on social media, you also can't sue social media, even though they act like a publisher. How do they do that, Jimmy? Well, they censor people and they censor certain things. So if a bookstore owner was going into books and blacking out certain parts of it, they would then be considered a publisher.
Right. So they don't have to tell them. They want them to do it without being told what to censor.
And that's what social media does. So they get a special cutout called Section 230. Well, they say, even though you're acting like a publisher, we're going to treat you like a bookstore. So you
have no liability.
Yeah.
And then you can censor on behalf of us. And then when people don't like it, you go, we're a private company. You can do what they want. We're a private company.
So, funny story about Section 230. Trump was threatening himself to repeal Section 230 back before the Twitter files came out. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And now that
seeing Tim Pool talk about it.
And now that the Democrats no longer have total control, Hillary wants to repeal Section 230.
It's crazy. Everybody on the conservative side was like, they should repeal it. They're censoring people. They should get sued. They should risk liability now.
Yes.
And all the Democrats, it's unbelievable to hear her saying that now.
And they all agree. Here's Tim Waltz saying it.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
Yes, there is, Tim. You know what? There isn't a guarantee. There's no guarantee for free tampons in the men's room or white guy taco night.
You know about
There's an
tacos?
absolute guarantee for free speech, including hate speech, by the way. That means I can freely say that the way you make tacos is an abomination to God.
Do you know that? Do you know how he makes them? It's real bad.
How does he make
calls it
them?
White guy tacos. And how dare you, sir? Oh, by the way, which Lewis Carroll drawing does he look like? Tweedledee and Tweedledum, or the Walrus and the Carpenter? If you ever had, look at that face.
How does he make tacos?
It's like mayonnaise and tuna. Dude, it's an ad, White Guys for Harris ad, where Kamala's asking about what he's into. He goes, I make white guy tacos. And she goes, well, as long as you use spice. And he goes, no, I don't use spice. That's a White Guys for Harris ad.
Here's Kamala Harris saying the same thing.
And will put the Department of Justice of the United States back in the business of justice. We will double the Civil Rights Division and direct law enforcement to counter this extremism. We will hold social media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms because they have a responsibility.
So the hate, so when she says there's...
What is she talking about?
She's saying social media platforms responsible for the hate infiltrating their platforms. She means like people with a conscience who demand that they speak out about Palestine. She means like that. The ones injured by experimental medical procedures. She means like that. How about family members of those still missing in North Carolina? She means that kind of hate infiltrating. Oh, yeah, Americans, those people, they hate being killed, fucked over, robbed, and then gaslit about it. And then, so you're not allowed to talk about that. That's the kind of hate she's talking about, being infiltrating. So she's not talking about.
By the way, great job arresting people for saving lives there. What the hell? They let Sean Penn go in his boat when Hurricane Katrina happened, at least, to pick people out of the water. Remember that?
No.
Yeah, Sean Penn went in his boat and he got people out in Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, I do remember that.
I remember conservatives like, you asshole, Sean. I mean, good for him, Sean Penn. He pulled people out for real. Good for him. You're not allowed to do that no more.
So that's right. You're not allowed to do that. It's only legit, as Pete Buttigieg says, only legitimate rescue efforts, meaning the ones that have a contract to a vendor attached to it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So they're all for it. So that's Kamala Harris. I mean, that's over the top censorship and control of speech. Tim Walz, the same thing. And Hillary Clinton, they're all in. Isn't it funny how they're all in agreement on on hating the Constitution, getting rid of the First Amendment and free speech so they can control you?
Oh, also when a disaster happens, now it seems it could be kind of a new development that they don't want people helping. And it seems like a furthering of we're the ones in charge and you're the animals in the shelter.
That's right.
You don't need to even know how this works.
You can't.
I watched an interview with the woman. Oh, was it on you? You maybe did it. The helicopter pilot? Or I watched the local news report on it where they're asking the woman that went out to talk, like the Kimberly Cheadle of the fire department. She goes, well, they're not authorized to do it. That's what she was saying. Like DMV kind of shit.
Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Lexington, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Don't go anywhere else.